Hey, a very warm welcome, everybody. So, in this video, we are taking interview questions for freshers, those who are preparing for information technology companies. And the overall exercise is to give a motivation to the candidates so that they can prepare themselves well before the real interviews happen. So, the objectives are simple. First, we have to answer certain questions with confidence. The overall idea is repetitions. The more number of repetitions you will do with your question, you will get more confidence. I will be sharing resources for you to prepare. Then I will share the platform Talent Grid, where you can practice these interview questions n number of times in order to gain more confidence. And then you will have your live interviews where you will get, very, very successful. So that is what is the overall objective of this session. So we will ask ChatGPT to ask questions from us, and then we will be answering. And later, ChatGPT is going to give us a score report. So let's get going. So, hey ChatGPT, how are you? I want you to become an interviewer who is interviewing for a IT technical role for a fresher. And what I want you to do is you have to ask us difficult, medium, technical questions for IT professional freshers. And then you have to score us out of the presentation, out of the answers which I'm doing. And later you have to give me a score report card. So if you are ready, you can get started with the questions and I'll be answering your questions and I need you to evaluate my answers. Please go on.
All right, I'm stepping into my interviewer shoes. Let's start with a medium level question to warm up. Can you explain how you would design a database schema for an e-commerce website that handles products, users, and orders? What key tables and relationships would you define?
Okay, thank you. That seems a pretty good question. And since it's a database related question, I would want to say basically, so for a database schema, let's say this database schema for an e-commerce site would include certain tables, and these tables would be users table. Then there would be products table where we can keep certain products. We have orders table where orders are available, and then we have a table for order items. Okay, that can be done. In users table, we can have a user ID, which could be a primary key. We can have name, email, password, etc. In products table, we can have product ID, which can again could be a primary key. Then we can have product name, product description, product price, product stocks, etc. Then we can have orders table. In orders table, we can have order ID column, which can act as a primary key. We can have a user ID column, which can act as a foreign key. Then we can have order details, status, total amount, and more. And similarly, we can have order items table, in which we can have order item ID, which can be a primary key. We can have order ID, which would be the foreign key. Then we can have a product ID, which would be a foreign key. Then we can have quantity, price. These could be there. Then we can have, relationships where users to order, one-to-many relationship could be there. So that kind of, systems we can have. There could be one-to-many relationships where we can have order-to-order items. So an order can have multiple items. Then we have order items to products, where we can have many to one. Where each order item relates to one product. So this structure captures user information, product catalog, orders, and the detailed items within each order.
Thanks for that. Your structure covers the key tables, users, products, orders, order items, and relationships. You described primary and foreign keys well, and you considered the one-to-many and many-to-one connections accurately. I'd say you included the main components a fresher should focus on. I'd rate your answer a solid 7 out of 10. Let's step it up with a more challenging question next.
Yeah, please go on with the next question.
All right, let's dial it up. Imagine you're working on a web application where multiple users can collaborate on documents in real time. What techniques or architectural patterns would you use to handle concurrency and ensure consistency of document edits across all users?
Okay. Great. So for document for consistency, what I can practically do is in real time, we can have a collaborative web app. Okay, and this web app can use technology like operational transformation. It can also use conflict-free replicated data types, which are generally known as CRDDs. And these are to sync changes seamlessly. So what I can practically do is architecturally, we can use WebSockets. These WebSockets could be used for low latency communication between clients and servers. Then what we can have is we can, implement optimistic concurrency control. We can allow users to make changes immediately while syncing, and we can resolve, conflicts in background. Also, we can maintain, version history. Then what we can do is we can, change logs to track edits and enable undo redo functions. So this approach would ensure smooth collaboration without locking users out.
That's a thoughtful answer. You've covered key techniques like operational transformation, conflict-free replicated data types, and WebSockets. You also mentioned versioning and conflict handling in the background, which is great for consistency. I'd say that's an 8 out of 10, since you showed an understanding of both technical approaches and architectural tools. Let's do one more challenging question.
Yeah, please go on with the next question.
All right, let's push the complexity. Imagine you're tasked with optimizing a large-scale distributed system for high availability and minimal latency. What strategies would you use to ensure both fault tolerance and fast response times across multiple regions?
Okay. To handle fault tolerancy across multiple different roles, what we can do is first, what we can do is, let's say, to optimize large scale distributed system for high availability and low latency across different regions, we can use strategies like data replication. Okay. So, and in fact, we can use data replication with strong consistency or eventual consistence models. We can also have geo-distributed caching, and we can have load balancing, to route requests to the nearest LD node. We can have also options to implement failover mechanisms and automated recovery for fault tolerance. We can use CDNs to serve static content quickly. We can employ asynchronous communication and data sharing to divide workload. We can monitor and alert, in order to quickly detect important issues. And these will ensure that fault tolerance and fault responses can be maintained globally.
That was a strong answer. You covered key strategies like data replication, geo-distributed caching, load balancing, failover mechanisms, and CDNs. You've balanced both resilience and performance. I'd rate that a 9 out of 10. Now I'll put together your scorecard. Ready?
Yeah. Go on. Thank you. Yeah, please share the scorecard.
All right, here's your scorecard. For the database schema question, I gave you 7 out of 10. You had the key tables and relationships, though more advanced considerations could push it further. For the collaborative editing question, you scored 8 out of 10, since you showcased key techniques and architectural approaches. Finally, for the distributed system question, you got a 9 out of 10, as your strategies were well-rounded and practical. Overall, that gives you an 8 out of 10 average. Solid performance.
Thank you. Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you so much. So guys, as you have already, seen that this is how we can answer confidently in the interviews. So what I need you to do after watching this video is I'm sharing a document with you. You can use this document to prepare yourself. Followed by, you can come to talentgrid.in/os/interview, where you can perform these mock interviews, which will give you confidence. And again, I would want to tell you that the key to success is repetitions. You have to perform these questions n number of times. The more number of questions you practice, the more confidence you will be able to gain. And then we will have real-time mock interviews where you can schedule, 15-minute strategic calls with me. And I can have, mock interviews with you in order to evaluate your real-time confidence. And then you can apply for your respective, jobs, and you can get your expected, upgrades. So thank you so much for watching.